Hello and welcome to I'm the Best Mom. I trust you all are keeping well and staying safe. I'm the Best Mom is committed to make your motherhood a joyful experience. And today's special episode at Cover Page Cover Story, we are also having a lot of kids with us. And today's topic is also a little different. How learning French can benefit your child's career. Most of the time we are covering some of the health related topic. Last time we spoke about yoga with Kaveri ma'am, and today we have with us Mahima ma'am, who have been with you and teaching you all French for some time. And we are also going to learn a lot of things. So when it comes to I'm the Best Mom cover page cover story, I'm sure you must have gone through some of the glimpse, few episodes you might have missed. Please do check into the website of I'm the Best Mom and learn what the experts are saying. Sometimes the queries are small, sometimes it is extremely alarming for all of us to understand more in detail. But when it comes from the experts to question, the answer is also there from experts. So it is going to help you all. So today's session, we are going to have with Dr. Anuj Rastogi sir, who always believe in overall growth and development of the children as well when they are growing up. So it is beyond taking good health care, it is how we are also nurturing them both way. Now with us, Ms. Mahima Khandelwal, she is an MBA with the DEL educator and a corporate trainer, linguist. She is connected with us from Atlanta, US. And with this, I would like to invite Dr. Anuj Rastogi sir to take on the session. And before we get into the session, I would like to share with you all the book which is written by Dr. Anuj Rastogi sir, and which is absolutely available for all of you. It's an e-book. I'm sure many of you are already having it. Now, let me start the session with that. In one of your section, you have written, Dr. Anuj sir, why the French are so smart. Though the detail is also available out here, but let us understand more in your way.
Yeah, thank you, Deepmanji. In fact, read this somewhere why French people are smarter than other people of the world. And I researched about it and then I wrote this. Actually, when we are kids, we are children, and all children are loved by their parents, especially by their mother. But in French, especially in French, if they ask for food, that is out of that time. If they ask, like they are going to their mama's house or they are visiting to their friend's house, and in between on the way, if they ask for the chips or something like that, mother is going to say, "Beta, you just hold on, and you can eat it when you will reach to your mama's house or friend's house." So they are so much controlled. This is a very small thing, but if you see it in Indian context, nobody is going to stop their children. They will immediately, although they may say no, 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 chips khana nahi hai, chips nahi khana hai, but they immediately buy chips for the child. Maybe mother may be refusing, father will bring the chips for the child, or father will refuse, mother will bring. सो ये इससे क्या होता है कि जो एक करेक्टर एक स्ट्रॉन्ग करेक्टर जो बिल्ड हो रहा होता है वो थोड़ा शेकी हो जाता है मीन्स यू डू नॉट हैव कॉन्फिडेंस अपॉन योर डिसीजंस जो आपका ग्रिट है जो आपका अपना गोल का परसुएशन है वो बहुत स्ट्रांग नहीं रहता देयर वाज ए स्टडी ऑल्सो जो कैंडीज को लेके हुई थी मार्शमेलो को वी हैव मेंशन इट अर्लियर ऑल्सो those children those who can't control their emotions their uh, temptation to have marshmallow they have not done so well and the children those who have control of their emotions or their temptation for the marshmallow for they were pursued for 15 years and they really do well in life in comparison to those children those who have fast temptation and they can't hold themselves to take marshmallow candy ये एक टॉफी का एग्जाम्पल बड़ा कॉमन है जिसके अंदर बच्चों को टॉफी दी गई और उनसे बोला गया कि अगर आप आधा घंटा इस टॉफी को नहीं खाओगे तो आपको दूसरी टॉफी मिलेगी तो बच्चों ने जिन कुछ बच्चों ने टॉफी होल्ड नहीं कर पाए दूसरी टॉफी की वेट नहीं करा उन्होंने एंड इमीडिएटली उन्होंने वो टॉफी खा ली तो दोनों ग्रुप को जब देखा गया तो उसमें देखा गया जो लोग अपनी विल पावर से और अपने इमोशंस को अपनी टेम्पटेशन को कंट्रोल करते हैं दे रियली डू बेटर इन द लाइफ एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज फ्रेंच पीपल एंड फ्रेंच मदर सो ये इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में मैंने कुछ कुछ लिखा था इट वाज लॉन्ग बैक एंड प्रेजेंटली I'm so much fascinated with Mahima and this program we are carrying out on this platform on I'm the Best Mom platform for last more than 10 months. Actually, French is the language which is spoken by more than 220 million people of the world, whether as if whether as their first language or the second language, and it is at many places it is a official and working language, like in NATO or yeah, Indian Olympic International Olympic Association, Indian Red Cross, or there are many, many more where it is a official and working language. And those people, those who really learn French, they are more, they have better analysis of the things. They have better analysis of human behavior. They can, if you read French, then you can understand the another view of the topic. और लोग उसके बारे में क्या सोचते हैं? And there, Madame Curie, who know those who are reading science, they all know Madame Curie. So there are so many people, those writers, actors, and poets. They are from the French origin, and they are. It is said it is a language of love. It is language of business. It is language of education, and even English. 50% of the English words are derived from the French. Those people, those who knew French, they can learn better Spanish, they can learn better Romanian, they can learn better English also. So, with this background, I would like to ask Mahima, tell us something about yourself. How did you get into learning and teaching French?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me here today. And thank you for that insight about nutrition and how the French mothers handle it. As a mom of a active 5-year-old girl, that is something that definitely strikes my mind. Coming to myself, how I got into learning and teaching French and into the world of linguistics. So my first experience with French actually came as a part of my curriculum when I was doing my undergraduate back in India itself. I had learned French as a part of my curriculum in one of the semesters. I just like learning the language at that point of time. To be honest, as you said, it's the langue d'amour, the language of love. I kind of just fell into love with it, and when I got time, I actually joined Alliance Francaise, and I completed my diploma with them. It so happened after my postgraduate, I just joined Alliance Francaise as a teacher with them. It's the cultural and the literary wing of the French embassy, and I just started my journey to as a translator, as a corporate trainer, and a linguist right from there. 10 years and going strong into it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. But why French? What is the importance of learning French in today's world?
So, it's not just about French, but the fact that you learn a new language, something which is not we call as a langue maternelle, like your native language, the language that you have, your first language, the language that you have grown up with. I think any language that you learn, it actually opens up the door to a plethora of opportunities around the world. They say if you make your children learn language, that's one of the greatest gift you can give it to them. Nutrition is one thing that the parents and the caretakers, caregivers have to take care of when it comes to taking care of their children. Learning language and opening those doors, opening those windows for them around the world is the second thing. It says like to learn a language is to have another window opened up to you to look at the world. So I think it's one of the greatest gift that you can give to your child. Now when you talk about why French in particular, as you just mentioned, to me, to be honest, it turned out to be a very natural phenomena. Like, it was a part of my curriculum. I just loved the language a lot, and it just happened naturally to me. Why people go for learning French, not in just their adulthood, but they want their children to learn French as well, is because of the opportunities that it opens up for them. As you mentioned earlier, there are more than 200 million people around the world who speak French. It's either their first or second and even third language. Uh, it opens up the door. It's like the official language of so many international organizations everywhere. In us itself, 4 out of 5 jobs are actually created because of international trade. Now can you imagine the upper hand a child would have when they grow up and when they think about their career, if they know multiple languages? Now we Indians, we are actually blessed with the fact that most of the times our medium of education is English, so we know English. A lot of times we already speak a different language in our home with our parents, grandparents, our family, everyone. It's Hindi. Sometimes people even know like other languages, regional languages like Marathi, Telugu, Tamil. And imagine if you are a multilingual, you actually get an upper hand by learning a language which is so internationally accepted. When you understand that French is not just the language of France, it's spoken widely around in more than like 25 countries around the world. So France, Belgium, Luxembourg, so many regions in Europe itself. When you talk about North America, there's a complete region in Quebec, in Canada. So apart from English, the second language they actually learn is French right there. And there are so many countries, like in the developing world, in the underdeveloped countries as well, where trade is so important. In African countries like Madagascar, Caribbeans, French is spoken so widely. The dialect might be different, but it still remains the French language as the root language. So I believe it really does hold a very important place, not just for the grown-ups, but for the children who are the future for us.
Wonderful, Meghna, wonderful. Kids today are anyways overwhelmed with the academic work. How does learning a foreign language align with their life?
Very true. Like I just mentioned, though they are overwhelmed with all the academics and extracurricular activities and everything, but if you think about it, now India, like especially like the way India got a wave of medals in the Olympics this time. I think we Indians and as parents have become very aware and very aware of the opportunities that come to the children, which are not just like math and science, that goes beyond it. Art, music. Paris is still considered like the capital of the world when it comes to art and music. In my classes, when I even in the beginners and the introduction to French classes, I make it a point that my students not only learn the ABCs or the one two threes or the basics of conversational French, but they also get exposed to the culture, to the rich culture and the heritage that the French language itself brings with it. So I think that kind of exposure, if you give to your children at a young age, their mind kind of just opens up. Now they understand, oh, you know what, Tintin, that cartoon that was watching on TV, it was actually it was actually like it originated in French language from Belgique artists. So these kind of things, when their brain makes that connection, they understand it's Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam for them also. It's like the world is a global village. So they are watching Tintin like 20 years down the line in English on their TVs. It's sitting in a different country, but then they understand. Oh, you know what? This comes from a French heritage. So I think it's very important for their growth and development.
One day you were telling this pastry and crozet. This is they are originated from France. Can you tell us that story, little bit of story?
Yes, of course. I'm so glad you reminded me of that as well. See, again, like for my very, very like lay plupati or the very young learners, uh, I always try to imbibe a part in my lesson which is about like the French culture. It could be like gastronomy, it could be art, it could be writers or anything. So as a part of that, I had actually taught them thing like when you talk about the food that you think French people would eat, what are the kind of like food? First thing that came to their mind is French fries, and then bingo. No, sorry, French fries does, though it has the name French in it, it really does not originate from France. Another food that you just mentioned, croissant, or sometimes which is popularly called as croissant. We think again it comes from France. Now the thing is, it's a very popular food in France. It's a very popular breakfast or like a sometimes depending on how it is served, a dessert in France, very popular there. But the point is again, croissants or croissant, it did not originate in France. It came from Austria, from Vienna. There's a long story behind it, like even before, like I think before like First World War or sometime around that, army came and the butlers, the chefs from there, they brought the recipe to France, and that's how croissants came into popularity through France, but they originated in Austria.
Oh, wonderful. And that there was a story, somebody has, or some country has invaded France, and the people, those who are making crochet, they have heard the noise. I want you to narrate that story.
Correct. Like I said, so it was like a story, something, it was related to the invasion that had happened in France at that time. I think it was around the First World War or something around that. I'm not really remembering exact time frame for that. But it so happened that so when the invasion was happening, it was like an army that came in. With that army, there were like chefs and butlers and like the people who were helping the soldiers and everyone out there. And after the war, after the invasion, they actually stayed right there. And yeah, so that's how it happened. Croissant became like a very integrated part of the French cuisine.
And a little word about Tour de France.
Tour de France. Oh, okay,
Very
all right.
famous
So
cycling race.
sorry.
It's a famous race, Tour de France.
Correct, right. Tour de France again. It becomes it's an internationally known bicycle race that covers a lot of area around the Pyrenees Mountains in France. And this time it was in news for not so good reasons, because I don't know, like if you had been following it this year, there was actually a spectator who had gone into the path of the path of the Tour de France, and it had got a little the cyclists had all tumbled over and everything. So yeah, Tour de France and all these aspects are also a very important part of my lessons to the children. Depending on what age group I'm teaching at that time, it really I just tweak the part depending on how, like, how well they are going to absorb it. But yes, I could say, like, children usually do love it when you introduce all these things to France, all these things in your lessons. I don't know if we have some parents and some children from my previous class of introduction to French. They might just have something to share with us, Dr. Rastogi, about the same.
Yeah, please.
Uh,
Please, you
yeah,
can ask.
yeah. Okay, let's see. I see Vinita here. Vinita, can you switch your video on and unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Bonjour, Vinita. Are you able to switch your video? Hello. Bonjour.
Bonjour, ma'am.
Comment ça va?
Je vais bien.
Hello, Vanaja ji. It's nice to see you.
Yes, ma'am, but I can't understand French. That's what.
Oh, no problem, no problem. See, when I began my classes, my very first homework to all my students was actually when you learned very easy words like bonjour, au revoir, merci. Use that 5 times every day with your parents, with your friends, and you never know. You get to learn from your children as well sometimes, right, Vinita?
Yes, ma'am.
Vinita, do you want to share something with our audience, with all our participants here? We have some participants who might be actually thinking of joining this level 1 beginners class with us sometime soon. So do you want to tell them what your experience was? What did you like about the class and everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Ma'am, we learned our alphabet 1, 2, 3, and some grammar
Mm-hmm.
and more, like seasons and days of the week,
Uh-huh.
months and all.
What was your most favorite part of the classes that you did? Like, you really loved it?
Seasons.
Seasons? Why?
Because it was very nice.
Okay, so I think Vinita is talking about one of her parts of the curriculum in that class. So Vinita was a part of our introduction to French classes that we had began in November last year, and we just concluded it last month. And Seasons of the Year was one of the topics that we had covered. So that's what Vinita was talking about.
Oh, good. Mahima, young children like 5-year-old are still building their foundation in English, especially in India, and their native language. How can we expect them to learn a third language at such a young age?
Oh, yes, Dr. Rastogi, that's a question which is close to the hearts of, I believe, all the parents that I have met, all the caregivers that have had the thing, like, my 5-year-old, my 4-year-old, I've had students as young as 4-year-old as well. And the first question that the parents had exactly the same, that abhi to usko Hindi bhi varnamala puri likhni nahi aa rahi hai, or like, she's just getting a grasp on spoken English. How can she communicate well in French and everything? Now the thing is, one thing that has been scientifically proven by all the researchers and everything, and I believe, Dr. Rastogi, you might also agree with that, you would have come across in your career as a neonatologist, that the brains of kid is like a sponge. You put it in water and it is going to absorb everything that it gets. We always say give a positive environment to your child, because they are going to learn by observation. They are going to learn everything that they come around, right? It's been proven by research that जो language learning ability होती है हम humans में, it's the highest from infancy to the puberty. So if you say, like, from an infant until, like, let's say, like 16, 17 or 18 years of age, that's when your mind is the most open and the, like, most aware to learning new languages. So it's not a magic that gets done in like a half an hour session. It takes a few sessions for the child to understand the difference between the languages and also to connect with them. Now, the reason I'm also saying this very confidently is because I am blessed with a smart girl who's 5 years old right now. Now, I am a Marwadi, my husband is a Punjabi. We have spent a good time of our lives in India. My daughter, as of now, she obviously, like, because I'm living in the US, she goes to school. She is very fluent in English because of her environment. मैं उससे घर में हिंदी में बात करती हूँ ट्राई करके. So उसको हिंदी पूरी समझ में आती है, वो पूरा समझ रही है. उसको अपने घर पे नानी दादी से जब बात करनी होती है वो उनकी पूरी बात समझती है. My husband is also trying to teach him Punjabi because he is a Punjabi. Now she's actually enjoying some folk music of Punjabi origin. Now, can you imagine a 5-year-old girl doing this? And apart from this year in their school, they have already started learning the American Sign Language. Now, the way her brain works, when she's talking to me, it's either in English or Hindi. वो जब घर पे बात कर रही होती है अपनी नानी से, दादी से, नाना से, दादा से, she understands Hindi. कुछ कुछ बोलती है part, but वो उनकी पूरी बात समझ जाती है. So it's really like her brain is a sponge which is absorbing everything that I'm like, providing to her. So as I said, it's really like, learning a new language is like the greatest gift you can give to your child apart from nutrition.
फैंटास्टिक. आपने बहुत अच्छा बताया कि 5 साल से लेके इन्फेंसी से लेके एडोलेसेंट एज तक या 5 साल से 12 साल तक और स्पेसिफिक हो जाते हैं, तो कोई भी लैंग्वेज सीखना बहुत आसान है. और अगर हम बैकग्राउंड इसी एज पे बच्चों की बना लेंगे तो उन्हें आगे उस पर बिल्डअप करना आसान होगा.
Very true.
जैसे जैसे एज बढ़ती जाती है लैंग्वेज को ग्रेस्प करना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता चला जाता है. वैसे एज इज नो बार, यू कैन लर्न एट 50 year of age also, but it will be difficult if you are sitting with a 5-year-old or 7-year-old along with a 50-year-old. 7-year-old will learn faster because they don't have, उनकी कुछ फिक्स कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. वो कुछ वर्ड्स या कुछ ग्रामेटिकल एरर्स जो उनकी फिक्स हो गई हैं एडल्ट्स की, वो उन बच्चों के साथ नहीं है. वो they will change, they will absorb.
बिल्कुल सही बोल रहे. They come like a clean slate to me. It's like a clean slate. I provide them the input and then they absorb it and then like it comes out very quickly.
Correct. And they can do easily multitasking.
True.
While for an adult it is not very easy to do multitasking. जितना आप लैंग्वेज सीखते जाते हैं तो you can do, आप पढ़ भी रहे हैं, कुछ देख भी लिया, and you can change your focus or immediately willfully you can change your focus to something else and then come back to again to your main thing which is going on. But for adults, if they switch their attention, they will switch to something else. They will forget what they were doing earlier, or they will miss. They have to little exert what they were thinking about. So this is right time. You are very correctly you have told this is the right time to learn any language, or second or third or fourth language. The word of these little ones has changed a lot with the pandemic. How has your teaching methodology changed as per the changing needs?
Oh yes. So while I used to do a lot of in-person classes before, now it's actually become Zoom and Google Classroom and platforms like Seesaw have become our thing now. And it's challenging, but also the fact that I'm able to connect with students across the world has come as a blessing in disguise for me. So मैं जब भी online sessions भी लेती हूँ, there's obviously a PowerPoint that helps me through the sessions and everything. And at this point, actually, I would like to call Medha. She's also a student from one of my from our previous session that had begun in November, and Medha had been pretty regular with it. I think, so let's just call her and I'll ask her a few questions and she would give you an insight on what we had done in these online sessions that still made our classes so interesting. Hi Medha, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Je vais bien, et toi?
Je vais bien, Medha. Très bien. Merci. So, Medha, since you have been hearing us for now, do you remember that in all these sessions, like there were some videos that I would play for you in the beginning of the sessions, and we also played a few games. Do you remember any of the games, and would you like to share with our audience here what we played?
Ma'am, we played a number game. We had to skip 3 numbers.
Okay.
In French. We played
Yes.
bingo.
Mida, can you say that again, please? I think you were not very on. Yes.
We also played bingo.
Uh-huh. Right, thank you. So Dr. Rastogi, as she mentioned, initially, like the pre-pandemic time when the things were more like in person, our games would happen in the class, and like, you know, we would play stuff like bingo and hangman. We would learn spellings and numbers and things like that. Now it's like I devoted one session, like, you know, when my students were comfortable from numbers from, like, you know, 1, let's say, until 30. They knew in the back of their mind that any day ma'am can just come up with a surprise bingo game and just announce it that this is what we are going to play the next week. So they would keep revising in their own homes what the numbers 1 to 30 would be in French. And I would provide them with the bingo sheets, help them fill them out. And one day we'll just play bingo online. Bingo is like kind of tambola. So their minds would work like, you know, 1, 30, or if I say 25, they know they have to look for Vincent. So yeah, that's how we had to just make our lesson plans flexible enough to the need of the hour. And I think the children really enjoyed it. They have been asking, even for my last session, they had been asking, we have already played bingo twice, but can we do a third round of bingo? Unfortunately, I couldn't do it with them for the third round, but yes, I'm so glad they loved it.
Wonderful. What are some techniques that you use in your class?
So like I mentioned just now, I usually, like, since these are again like online classes, I use a lot of videos, and all my sessions end up with some sort of homework. Now, this kind of homework is not something that the parents would have to spend time, because I know with the pandemic and all these, like, you know, the schools also going online and everything, it's the moms and the dads who are really inundated with so much of homework and everything. But like I mentioned before, for the first few classes, there were a few words and a few sentences that was introduced to the children through my PowerPoint. They noted it down in their own French notebooks and everything. Their homework was as simple as that: when you wake up in the morning tomorrow, mummy ko good morning bolne ki jagah aap bonjour bologe. So you'll say bonjour to your mom. If you're calling up one of your friends and you have to say bye bye, or you meet them and you have to say bye bye, you have to say au revoir to them. You know, from things as simple as that to really just learning your numbers and playing hangman and playing lots of games, so that the children don't find it as a burden apart from their school curriculum, but they really just enjoy and learn while doing it.
Arey wow. What are the expectations from the parents and caregivers to bring out the best from these sessions?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. And at this point, I would also like to mention that from 28th of August, we are actually beginning our new introduction to French batch, which will be targeted mostly at like kids, like children 5 years and above. If you have a teenager, do not worry, they will not get bored. They will still have interesting stuff to learn and enjoy their French classes. So if you have a child who's like 5 years or older, please look forward to joining this class, which begins on 28th of August. It would be like on like Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays, and it would be for 3 weeks. Okay. So for this introduction to French language, if you're very regular with this one, at the end of the 3 weeks, you would also get a certificate from I Am the Best Mom and from Bonjour, Hello, Namaste, certifying that you have completed this level of French. And after that, we will definitely go to the next level of learning French in a different batch. Now, coming to the parents, and especially important question, because we have parents here who have joined us to see if the French classes are going to be a good fit for them. Like I said, I'm not going to inundate you with lots of homework or lots of printouts or something, but definitely, like at the end of, let's say, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So maybe on Sunday or Monday, through our through your email, or we'll work out through our platform, we will be able to provide you some kind of worksheet or something. It could be as simple as, like, in one of my classes, I would introduce the French flag. It's called the tricolor, where they would have to color. identify and write the names of the colors that they could identify in French. Okay, so for parents, the request is, please, especially for if you have like a very young kid, 5-year-old, if they're not very tech savvy, please just have them ready at the beginning of the session with their devices. Help them out with muting, unmuting, because my lessons are going to be interactive. I would expect my students to speak and listen and share during the class. So help your child to unmute, mute, and navigate around how to use their device. Just have them be regular with their homeworks, and I think your job would be done by then. Not too much of work for the parents. It's a difficult time for them as well.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Mahima, and my special thanks to our friend Mr. Anand Sharma and Mrs. Anju Sharma for introducing you to me, and that is how it has started. And special thanks to you also. एंड बच्चों अब आप फ्रेंच सीख सकते हैं. हमारा नेक्स्ट बैच शुरू होगा 28 अगस्त से. सो जस्ट बी इन टच. हमारी वेबसाइट पे आपको सब लिंक वगैरह मिल जाएंगे. एंड Deepman ji, can you share the link for joining the program on 28th of August?
Yeah, hi to all the parents. We are posting the details of the event. You will be receiving it by email as well. And you can visit imthebestmom.com website and the Facebook link. So everywhere you will be seeing it from coming Monday onwards. The detail we are planning and making it more structured so that you will be not losing out even an important session which my mom is going to take from 28th. I can see there are questions coming from Pallavi Agarwal. She was asking by when and what time it is going to start. You will be seeing it on 28th, but the detailed agenda will be shared to you. And please do share it to all the children to whom you would like them to learn as well. This is absolutely complimentary from I'm the Best Mom. So let the kids learn.
Wonderful. So friends, we will be having next program on Saturday this time, and we will be talking how to choose a toy in this digital arena. So how to choose a toy for your child. So it will be an interesting chat with an expert, and you please join us on Saturday. And thank you, Mahima. Thank you, Deepmani. Thank you, Ajinkya.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you.